All right, what do you know? What do you got? What do you know? We like it to be about the Packers, but anything you know about the NFL is of interest to our audience.
Well, I think the thing right now that has everybody's attention, obviously, they voted yesterday to approve NFL players participating in the Summer Olympics in 2028. And today at 9 Central, they'll be meeting to go over the tush push play that the Packers proposed to ban it.
And your
And that's going to be
expectation?
the story of the day. If I had to guess, if I had to bet, I would bet that it's going to be banned. But I don't feel great about that because what's going to come out over the course of the day is what a fight the Eagles are putting up to keep it. Like, they're not just going to take this lightly and be in a situation where it's dictated to them that they can't run
Because
this
it's
play
a
that they
competitive edge for them.
correct. And
Yeah.
they're going to put a lot of time and energy and have put a lot of time and
But they
energy
got to get other
into,
votes, right? How many votes
into
do they have to
trying
get?
to preserve the play. Well, the NFL needs 24 votes to ban the play. And at the league meeting last month, I believe they only had 16, so they need to come up with another 8 votes. But the one thing about Roger Goodell is he's very skilled at getting what he wants. So I don't know how he's going to get the 8 votes. I don't know where the 8 votes are going to come from. But my guess is that if Roger Goodell wants those 8 votes, and I think he does, there's a good chance he's going to find a way to get them.
So, Adam, is this essentially gonna do away with assisting any runner at any point on the field?
I think that's how they're going to do it. I think they're going to get back to the rule that was in place. That
Yeah.
there never was any language in 2005. There was a rule that you weren't allowed to push anybody with the ball. So if you caught a pass over the middle, Chewy,
Sure.
your offensive lineman may have pushed you at certain times. Although you're such a brute, you didn't need much help. So now I think they're going to make all of that illegal, and I think that's how they're going to come back and say it's not the tush way. Nobody's allowed to push anybody. That's what I think they're going to say.
Mhm.
But let's see how it comes out later on today.
And then, Adam, I know that these players are going to be able to compete in the Olympics. How is that going to
Right.
go down? Will that be like the all pros, or is there going to be a qualifying of players? Do you know how that's going to work?
Well, here's the thing about that is that it's flag football. And so, the U.S. team's going to have 10 players. So, 10 players are going to go. And, I know people are worried about injuries, but NBA players play Olympic basketball games, and I don't recall anybody getting hurt there. These are flag football games. And I think the league's biggest priority right now is growing the game and making sure that internationally it's grown. And so that's of the highest importance to the National Football League.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what this is going to be about, is them getting these players to participate to help popularize football across the globe.
I mean, isn't it
The
good?
globe.
Players want to get gold medal. I mean, to me, it'd be awesome. Isn't it?
To get a goal?
Listen,
Well, no, to see who play. I assume they're going to crush everyone, right? And shouldn't the U.S. There other help me, Adam? Are there other countries that would be any good compared to us?
I don't know. Like, other countries put up good tobogganing teams that you wouldn't think. So who
All
knows?
right.
Jamaicans, yeah.
All right.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you don't know how these things are going to go. I'm not going to forecast.
But if I
flag
was an
football
NFL
in
player,
2028. I have a hard enough
I
time
want to
with
play.
NFL football in 25.
Why? It detract from the gold medal. It going up against a bunch of 5th graders. Hey, I beat them. Here you go.
That's the way it used to be in basketball. Ain't the way anymore. They'll catch up, and only Adam would know how many there are. How many players in the NFL were born in other countries? They could play.
I don't know how this would work, but there are players. I mean, that is the thing. I mean, players come from. I'm trying to think of, is somebody going to represent? I don't know. I don't even know all the Olympic teams there are. So whatever.
Canada. I bet Canada have a team.
Yeah,
Australia's got to have some players. All right, let's get to Packers. Trey Hendrickson. You going to go to Cincinnati, or is there an update there? I think the quarterback said something, but their quarterback.
Well, Like they're trying to work it out, and he wants to be paid, and this has been going on for a while. And the Bengals are not one of these teams that is overly aggressive about trade. So if you think they're going to trade him to a team like the Packers or whatever, I don't think that's happening. Could he be traded at some point? Sure, but I don't think that that's the chance that it'll happen that way. So we'll see how it plays out. But a lot of time there still, and he hasn't been able to get what he wants. And I think the next real artificial deadline would be right before training camp.
And everybody wants to buy Packer tickets in Pittsburgh against the Steelers if Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback. Otherwise, probably not. What should they do, Adam?
Well, my guess is he's going to wind up going there. I think that, we've heard Art Rooney, the team owner, say he expects Aaron Rodgers to sign there. And they have a mandatory minicamp June 10th to the 12th. So I would think that, Rodgers is on the table here in the next week or so.
And lastly, no one can figure out what's going on with Jaire Alexander. Team won't mention it. They don't say he's on the roster, and he does that just seems odd.
It's gone back and forth all off season, and at various points, they've listened to trade offers. They haven't gotten what they wanted. He hasn't been able to get it worked out. They haven't been able to. So, where it's at specifically today, I can't answer that. I just know that they continue to float in this uncertain world without any resolution. And there'll be clarity at some point here, probably sooner rather than later, but there doesn't seem to be clarity today.
I won't be here, but when you're on next, could you have one of those or both of those Emmys right behind you so we can see them
apparently I don't get them till the summer, but believe me, I'm
maybe
not
you can
be
borrow
bashful
some of
about
those for
putting
you
them
have them now
on display.
Yeah,
like
they look good
I've never
right
won
behind
anything
you.
like that. I've never won anything like that. I've never won an Emmy.
Doesn't seem to have changed you. You seem pretty much the same.
Well, an Emmy's not going to change me. That doesn't mean. It's nice, and I had that moment with my daughter last night. But
all
whatever.
right, let's see here next week. And now joining us, two-time Emmy Award winner, Adam Schefter. Does that sound better?
Yeah, well, I still took out the garbage this morning. I still picked up after my dogs this morning. Okay, nothing much has changed. Okay.
Thanks, except the intro. That'll never be the same again. I'm giving you a heads up. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
You too. Two-time Emmy Award-winning Adam Schefter.
I thought you won one.
I did.
Yeah.
30 years ago. I gave it away, but I still have the plaque. My wife said I had too much stuff around the house, so it's fine. I'll just give it away. So I still have the plaque. It was for daily sportscasting or something.